You will have the opportunity now to meet some first time authors or first three authors that you met here on their second book with us. This author, we've been working together for about 5 months, 6 months to get her book done. Her book is called Life After Child Loss, The Mother's Survival Guide to Cope and Find Joy, Peggy Green. So, Peggy, I am delighted to have you here so we can talk about life after child loss. It's a topic a lot of people don't always talk about. It's one of those hush hush topics, but we're going to put it on the table right now. So much loss is out there for everybody that let's just talk about it all. What is your book about and why did you write it?
Well, thanks, Angela. I am so blessed to be here, and thank you. This monthly author showcase is amazing because all of us have amazing messages to share, and that we're doing it with a heart and that we're to help people. And so you have brought that to us, and so many thank yous to you. And then kudos to the other authors who are out there and making an impact on others' lives in some way or another. And that's what this is about, is making a transformation. So, here's my cover here. It's a little bit
Hi,
shiny,
there it is.
and, but life after child loss. And the story behind me writing this is that in December of 2018, my son took his life. And 29 years prior to that, I lost a child at 9 months old. And it was, I'm here today, and I made it through the first one. And in between those times, I acquired a lot of tools and resources, which helped me to be able to live a full life. And I found that I went back and tapped into those in order to be able to process it and move through my loss. We never finish and we don't go through it without processing. The journey is never over. And so I've tapped into those tools and resources, and I decided that it's like you said, it's something that people don't talk about. It's that elephant in the room. It really alienates people, even to this day, even talking about my first child from 29 years ago. And I don't want people to have to go through the same things that I did. So it's really about the tools and techniques that I have developed over the time to be able to help me. And I found value in doing that. The book is dedicated to my son, and had he not taken his life, I wouldn't have written this book. I never thought that I would be an author, but I know that I have a story to share, and I know that there's others that can use help in being able to move through their journey, their lost journey, and that I'm here to help them and help them to find their joy again, and that there is hope, that they don't have to be alone, they don't have to be desperate, and that life is.
I know your book is really for parents who have lost a child, but if we as listeners have a friend or a loved one or a family member who has lost a child, what's one of the biggest mistakes that you've seen people make in trying to be supportive? Everyone would want to be supportive of somebody who's lost a child, but what's one of the things that people just get wrong?
Well, there's probably several larger ones, and bless you. There's several, and one is that, losing a child is a unique situation. And as we go through this, we've lost the future, we've lost the hopes and dreams. And so, people try to say that it's going to be okay, and they have different expectations for us to be over it. We're never over it, we move through it. And so it's really about them always being supportive in the journey. And I also find that some people are afraid to talk about what happened with the child. I even talk about it in the book, on that whole process. So for me, it's been very helpful when people are open and ask about what happened, ask about my son, ask about my daughter. And so I think rather than ignoring it, I think is one of the big things, because they've lived on the earth, whether it was 9 months, 24 years, or even in the case of parents, So
Yeah,
we still talk about them.
for sure. Okay, great advice there. If you were to go back 6 months, 7 months in time and give your former non-author self advice about writing a book, what's something you wish you knew, or what's something that you've learned since you've written a book that you think would be most helpful to someone who's thinking about writing a book?
Believe in yourself. This whole process came up really quickly, and I've never thought of myself as an author. And out of it, the personal growth, and I literally am still pinching myself that I finished a book. It's completed and it's out there to help others. So it's really been very amazing what it's taken to be able to do this. Trying something new.
Do you think the process of writing on your own would have been different than writing with us? And if so, how?
Oh, definitely very, very different, because I had decided after going through a year that I would be writing a book. And the book that I have now is transformational, where it offers help and guidance to others, versus the other one would have just been a biography, a storytelling book, which would have been nice. It could have become, a coffee table edition. But this one is, I even encourage people to pick up the book and highlight in it and dog ear it and make notes and use it as a resource. If I had written the other one, it wouldn't have been that. So this is going to make an impact on others people's lives.
I love that. Super powerful. Great share. And if you are listening and you are wondering, what is the difference between getting your book done and getting a book that makes a difference done? That is the makes a difference piece. It's not just about telling our stories, but telling our stories so that we might help and serve others. I know you're going to do this with your book, Peggy. Do you have the cover right there?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and bring this back up and try to
There it is.
get it. So it really encompasses so much, that some things that my son and I shared, sunrises and mountains.
Love that. Life after child loss, the mother's survival guide to cope and find joy. Peggy Green, congratulations on your book.
Thank you, Angela, and blessings to you, and congratulations to the rest of the authors.
Yes, for sure.